Select quite yet. There's an empty medevac flying to the north, and it looks like the hatch gets saved by a matter of inches. A couple Marines did mosey their way up to the top right. They will get picked off by this Queen, or will that Marine actually stay alive? Unbelievable. We see that the Broodlords in the middle are caught off guard. Oh no! Fungal growth on the huge pack. Massive damage unleashed. Wow! The Mutalisk cleaning up those fungal growth units. Can they get another big fungal growth? And it looks like no. They cannot.
Gonna finish that hatchery, Sean, and this is such an epic game. The winner of this will, of course, win $5,000 more. Both players already guaranteed $5 grand already, and a ticket to Blizzcon and a trip to Blizzcon. This is basically what anyone can hope for. A second best of 3, a second game 3 in that best of 3, and it is now approaching 21 minutes.
And we do see that these Banelings are still hanging out here in the corner. If a lot of SCVs transfer, yeah. It'd be devastating. The Ghost Academy in production right now. You see the drop heading up to the north side. There was another drop loaded up as well. The Zerglings are going to try to scoot their way up. Banelings, accidentally just burst right into that command center. And it looks like Select is going to continue to push, even though he is up against 2 Broodlords. Not many more coming.
Great scan from Select, going right on top of the entire army. And it looks like Select is kind of pulling back here in the center of the map. You see a drop in the main base of Sheth. It's right on top of the spawning pool currently. And it's going to land. Looks like the target might be that Greater Spire, but it's not going to be there for long as the Mutas are coming in, and they will clean that up. Another drop here all the way in the north at another base of Sheth.
It looks like it will pick off a bunch of drones. But with that fungal growth and Baneling, bam, the Marines are going to fall down very easily. Planetary Fortress up at the bottom left, but Sheth is slowly gathering together more Broodlords and more Infestors, and if the Broodlord Infestor count gets too high, then that is going to be it for Select. We see that actually Select lifting the barracks so that way he can get tech labs and begin producing ghosts, but look at how good the spending is from both players. They're both essentially broke.
See some Thors in production. The Broodlords are actually moving out into the middle of the map. The Infestor's a little bit behind. If we saw some of these Marines actually stem forward, they could do some damage, but Sheth does pull the Broodlords back. Nope, now it looks like he does, in fact, see this huge push in the middle. I think Sheth is getting ready for a big attack here, getting a couple of shots out onto the siege tanks and an unsiege from Sheth. And no!
He gets fungled, and he's target firing all of the Broodlords. He manages to take out one, some great control from the Marines.
A big fungal in the center of the map, Sean.
Oh, an enormous fungal, but it looks like Select manages to amazingly... Wow, Select has broken through. And it looks like losing the Corruptors. This Marine pack could be very deadly. There's another great scan in the middle.
We see one Broodlord coming, 32 Lings in production. If you look at the income tab, it is 63 harvesters for both of these players. 2 Infestors about to pop here. He does actually cancel that Broodlord. It's the 3 Vikings will be going toe-to-toe with these Corruptors in the center of the map. The Corruptors will most assuredly win that fight. The drop is going all the way up to the north. The Thors, I believe, are out on the map here in the center. We see yet another drop from Select queued up to go all the way up top, and there is one going down to the south as well. The drop north will get cleaned up. The medevac is going to die to the Corruptors. This is one of the most painful things I've ever seen. There's nothing it can actually do. Some Mutas are actually going all the way over here to a would-be 5th base of Select, not finding anything just yet. But
this is an incredible back-and-forth game thus far. I mean, Select has actually stopped muling and is just scanning. He's getting +3, a bunch of Zerglings in the middle of the map. The Corruptor's getting caught, and with these Thors, this is going to allow him to be a little bit more aggressive. The Mutalists can't quite clean up those forces the way they could before. The drops are never ending by Select as he gets into the back of the base, kills off. The Queen is going to reload. He's trying to, again, redraw the Corruptors, redraw the Mutalists into bad spots.
Now, where are the... Oh, the Mutas are all the way over right now at the 6 o'clock position. We see a big army getting formed up here in the middle of the map from Select. It looks like he is actually going to move forward, stopping all medevac production except for a couple of, or only 2 of them right now, using those Vikings, of course, and a big stem forward. If he can actually catch these Infestors off guard, he's going to be able to kill one. Oh no, fungal growth just yet. One of them going off, the second one going off.
The big hit. We see a drop in the bottom right, a drop at the top, but Sheth comfortably defends against it. But in the unit counting station, we see that the army is not particularly large for either player. The Marine count from Select seems incapable of getting above 30 or 40. It's the center expansions that Select is trying to keep on the low count. If he can prevent these center 2 bases from ever getting established by Sheth, he's hoping to win a war of attrition. But man, if that Broodlord count starts getting high, that is going to be an insta-lose for Select.
He's currently at 4 right now. If you go to the unit counting station, he has a total of 6 infestors as well. The Mutalisks are trying their best. They're going to be picking off a refinery over here at the Planetary Fortress to the right of the main base of Select. We see him repositioning his tanks now. Looks like he's going to be able to take out this other hatchery, but uh-oh, here comes Sheth. It is time for him to actually engage.
Oh, he's got to be careful. There's one infested Terran that gets lobbed up by that siege tank. Select relentless in his advancement of these expansions, just desperate to keep them killed off. We see those Vikings now moving forward, and the Broodlords are caught off guard. Are there any Corruptors in sight? It looks like no, and there's the fungal growth annihilating all of those Vikings. And there's another fungal planted. See you later, Viking count. Select is going to have to rapidly get more and more Vikings. We see a 5th command center in production. We're almost at the 30-minute mark, and it has been a back-and-forth battle all game long.
Once more, another drop all the way up here at the north, but there are some Banelings and Lings to cut it off. 2 lone medevacs are going to rejoin this force. The Mutas are very clumped up. The Thor not getting a volley off onto them. Drop is happening up here at the very north.
And it looks like he's spread out everything. Will those Banelings get off a good hit? And wow, that's exactly what Select wanted. The Baneling not to hit the clump, and now it looks like the top is being cleaned up very nicely. We see those Vikings in the middle of the map trying not to get too clustered. The Mutalisks do end up finally attacking, but in the center it looks like, oh no, the Broodlords get caught out of position. These drops have been so good for Select, who is now maxed against the only 150 food army of his opponent. In the Broodlord counting station, we see 2 Broodlords, and it looks like Sheth's defense is slowly slipping.
Now, if these ghosts can get out onto the field and actually get a big EMP, that will seal the deal really for Select. I do feel, as I've become Dr. Seuss all of a sudden in this game.
Oh, and the drop is going to get taken out. A big win right there for Liquid Sheth. A single Marine going to try to secure this 5th base, doing his best to be the cleanup janitor on that little sloppy mess of creep.
And once again, I feel so sorry for the hatcheries in this position because they have been sniped so many times. Now, I believe the ghosts are in the center of the map. They do not have enough for EMP about 5 seconds before they do. And if he can get in here with all of these infestors, he will be able to almost single-handedly 1 EMP take them all out. Broodlord's in the center of the map. He is not aware of all these Vikings, and here go the Vikings, Sean.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. The Ghost! The Ghost did a big MP on almost all of the infestors.
Oh, and that's going to be time for Select to unsiege and go, and that's exactly what
Sean.
we see. These are a bunch of useless units. Select with a huge EMP, and Select, the man who has not lost a single series until the finals, might be the man to take it for $10,000. First place prize. Select stimming yet again. The infestors in a total retreat. Banelings trying to morph, but Select sprinting up. Oh, a big fungal. And look at them immediately getting cleaned up. We see the Zerglings now trying to slip forward, but the tank count is extremely high. The Vikings have landed. All the metal is what's left of Select's army, and Sheth has no way to answer this gigantic amount of units streaming into his 3rd base, and a drop up in the 4th. With Vikings landing. An amazing performance by Select.
I'm actually pretty much speechless. That EMP bait with the Vikings was definitely a great play, one that will be remembered for quite some time here. See, the hatchery at the very north is going to be taken out by these Marines. The only thing in production right now from Sheth is going to be 2 Broodlords. Not sure where those are going to be hatching, but GG!
And there it is!
Select is victorious and has taken first place here at the Bnet North American Invitational. We see him right there overcome with joy. Cannot believe he just took out Sheth in the 2nd best of 3, 2-1.
Wow, both of these players really showing why they are cut out to perform in that grand final. at BlizzCon. Sheth with smiles as well. He gets $5,000 and again qualifies for the BlizzCon Grand Finals. We now have 3 members.
Good old hug between the 2 players. Always mannered, both of these players actually.
Absolutely, both of them enthusiastic. Again, talking about the game, the first people they go see after the match is one another. Big respect to both of them.
They got to be talking about that EMP. As soon as those ghosts came out on the field, I mean, those infestors were what was stopping Select all game long, really. But what an incredible TVZ we just witnessed, Sean.
Now, I want all of you to know that before you turn off the stream, don't. Because we will be coming up with an interview with Select and Sheth to find out what our 2 winners will be saying before they go off to BlizzCon in October to duke it out again with Dignitas Naniwa, with Liquid Ret, with Dignitas Killer, and with Six Jacks Major.
And that will be actually my last job for the day. I will be signing off here. You're going to be doing that interview on show. So it was a pleasure, as I haven't had some water in quite some time, to cast with you all weekend long, or all 4 days. It feels like a weekend, though, to me. Thanks to everyone out there watching.
We've been casting nonstop, and the action has been incredible, both at the Latin American Invitational and, of course, here at the North American Invitational. And I have to ask you, what have been your favorite 2 games that you have seen? One from Latin America, one from North America. Do you have a favorite of those?
I still got to say that ZVZ from the Latin American Invitational. Go watch the VODs
that would definitely be mine.
And that last series, I think the grand final for me here in the North American Invitational was just a ton of fun to watch. For someone saying that they haven't played TVZ in quite some time, like Select, he played incredible in those 2 best-of-3s.
Yeah, and I really would personally say that one of my favorite games was actually Select versus Huck on Shattered Temple, because so often we've seen Select try some pushes. He had a 12-minute mark Ghost medevac push he tried against MC. He was trying some crazy big medevac pushes about a month ago. But what we saw in that game was a plan that extended along the entire span of the gameplay. So that was very exciting for me to see. Once again, if you are going to be at BlizzCon, you can definitely check out all the action live up on the main stage. Or if you're at home, you can definitely check it out on DirecTV with one of those virtual tickets where there will be nonstop BlizzCon coverage all weekend long.
Just go to BlizzCon.com to find out more about that. Sean, we're going to be right back with an interview. I'm signing off. It has been a pleasure, guys. You can follow me on Twitter at @itmejp. And also check out State of Game and MLG Raleigh, which will be happening about a week from now. We'll both be there. Your brother with Artosis will be there. And Husky as well casting. It's going to be a ton of fun. Sean, it's been a pleasure casting with you.
Why, thank you. It's been awesome as well. For any of you who don't know, I am Day 9. You can come visit me at day9.tv, where I do a little show known as the Day 9 Daily, where we analyze pro players' play so that way you can do what they do too. So we are going to be right back with an interview with our 2 champions. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you in just a sec.